Shoreline Warrior.
Woo!
The living example of you can get punched in the face and get back up, because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior. Woo, woo.
We here.
Let's go.
Who we got today? Obviously, Mr. Somke is over here to help me out. But
Yeah.
the hour, the one, yeah, El Coyote.
Yeah. Hold on. We gotta let the people know. It's a must. We're talking to the lightweight champion.
True.
The welterweight champion.
This is also true.
We're talking to the man with the highest KO percentage in StreetBeefs West Coast.
This is also true.
We are talking to the humble beast himself, El Coyote.
Hey, thank you guys for having me on, man. This is awesome.
Absolutely, and that's why he had to make sure that all that was said, because he might not have said it himself. So we have to make it known.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure.
So first off, I'm glad to have you here, man. I see your fish is getting pretty thick from some of your fights, man. It's kind of cool.
It's kind of a thing. In between fights, I'll trim it up for the fights and whatnot, but otherwise, I'll rock a full beard. I mean, it's just look when we ain't got a lot up top anymore. You got to rock your beard.
It just worked its way down.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Man, so I mean, you're a beast, man. I mean, we were talking about your fights before you came on, and we were talking 8-1 now, right?
Yes, sir. 8-1, 7 KOs.
That is insane. Now, so that brings me to the very first question. Are you just a natural fighter? Did you fight growing up? Do you just train your ass off to whoop ass? I mean, please let me know.
In all honesty, I didn't start boxing until I was about 22, 23 years old. So I was already older when when guys are already kind of getting out, that's when I started getting into it. And I just never stopped. I've been at it for over 10 years now, and it's just been a part of my life. COVID, with just like everybody else, once they started shutting gyms down, once they started shutting off, everybody's kind of ways of fighting, performing, whatnot, we had to go somewhere. And I ended up in StreetBeefs, and I'm thankful. I'm very blessed to have met all you guys and to be able to compete. And I'm still healthy enough to compete, man. And it's crazy how freaking big this thing has gotten over 2 years. I mean, we got spots out there in the Pacific Northwest. We got us in the West Coast, and of course the OG, and you got the dirt. It's like, I mean, I'm predicting it will be worldwide at some point. I see, that little UK flag right here in the corner. Watch, it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're seeing it all over YouTube, bro. You got like Strekla. What was it? I seen that King of the Streets. That shit's brutal. You guys seen that?
Hey, that shit looks gnarly, dude. I don't. I love a good fight, but when you see a dude get kicked in the face on the ground with on pavement, I'm like, damn, these fools are brutal.
Yeah, you know what? That's the difference between us and the other guys is we have a different approach and a different overall intention. You know what I mean?
Yes, we do. I would say we have a very we may not be professional, but we go at it in a professional degree. You know what I mean? Like we don't just run dumb MMA fights or dumb boxing matches or just when somebody gets hurt, hey, all right, we're done. This fight's done. It's over with. We know when enough is enough. Yep. Dude, when those fights you're talking about, brother, like holy shit, I'm seeing fools get just stomped into the cement. Damn. I mean, we could do that down the street out here in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Jeez.
That's when someone says something wrong, you're like, "Yup, let's step outside."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, and I like how you guys said that different intentions too. Because I mean, how many times have you gone to an amateur match somewhere, and some people representing the gym come with this ego, this and that. Oh, F this. I mean, almost anytime you talk about any West Coast show with any West Coast fighter, scrapyard fighter, OG fighter, I mean, we've all gone to different yards, met each other, and it's nothing but love every time. Of course, a little friendly competition. We're fighters, but I mean, we're all there to embrace each other. We're all there for the same reason, and I feel like it actually shows a little bit more of like, I wouldn't say like professionalism, but pride. I mean, we do carry ourselves with our hand high or chest out because, you know, we know what we have, we know what we are, but I mean, we're not out to bully anybody.
Yeah, that's true. No, I agree 100% with that.
So if
I
you
don't
were
know
boxing
about
before,
y'all, man, but I know for me personally, it really gets me when people who don't know about us decide that we're just backyard fighters, and you know that's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all Street Beefs is about is you know, you guys just do that stuff in the backyard, right? Okay, you know, and they think that's it. Period.
It's that it's easy is what it is. There's a misconception that, oh, you
Right.
guys can't fight. You guys don't know what you're doing.
Yep.
And I always tell them the same thing. You know what? Sign up for one of these events. You're going to find out, dude. And even honestly, I'm kind of guilty of that. I got into Street Beefs West Coast 2. So I wasn't there at the first event. I was there at the second. And when I went, I wanted, you know, what's all this about? You know, obviously I watch the fights. I see how people get down. Once I seen the level of talent, I go, oh no, these guys ain't no punks. These aren't just nobodies. These
Right.
guys are trained. These guys know what it means to get kicked in the head and how to throw elbows. And no, these guys know how to slip a jab and give one right back. So if you ever, you know, I'm talking to anybody that's out there that you think it's easy, fighting in general, I don't give a shit where you're at. Fighting is not easy. Okay, that shit hurts. So unless you're immune, which no one ever is, dude, just come on down, see what happens. You know.
yeah. And how many times do people from Street Beefs go fight amateur, go fight somewhere else? They end up whooping ass, and people are getting mad. Like, I was at this gym for the last 6 years, and he's coming in here and he fights for Street Beefs. It's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
For real, dude. For real.
I mean,
what's up, everyone in the chat?
we can easily bring up Mook. You know, we can easily bring up
Dude,
Mook.
that guy's a beast. Mook
Yeah.
is holding it down, bro.
Yeah, man. And there's a number of guys, you know what I'm saying? But to say like
how he holds himself, you know what I mean? He's very professional, very respectful, and then he just goes out there and handles business, dude. And what can you say that's not great about Mook, dude? I love that guy.
I mean, even like I see the stuff. It's like even on his some of the social media, he's posting inspirational stuff too with the stuff he does. I mean, constantly grinding. Well, like he even says, whether he wants to or not, he's out there making sure he's achieving his goals and being a living example for what I feel a lot of people strive to be.
Yeah,
I mean, I can dig it. So it's like, sheesh.
Absolutely.
I quick cheers, everybody.
What are you drinking over there? Let me see. What kind of beer are we drinking?
Oh, I just had some Estrella right here.
Okay, word, for sure.
I
forget sometimes that there's Mexicans up there. We got the bang. We got the bang.
Yeah, we got the bang.
I'm not sipping on nothing right now. I'm trying to keep it healthy, just chilling, you know.
Also, this is my excuse. This is when I come in and I'm like, all right, cool. I got Tuesday show. Yeah, time to let loose.
Yeah.
So you say that you boxed beforehand and whatnot. Do you take other matches outside of Street Beefs now, or are you going to the future? You think you're just gonna stay with Street Beefs for a while?
I think I'm gonna stay with Street Beefs for a while. Prior to Street Beefs, I did fight a couple fights in the amateurs, and I had 6 fights, I believe, 7 fights, 7 fights in the amateurs, and I was 3-4 actually in the amateurs. So, you know, I had what do you call it? Mediocre success, I guess. But it was a good learning experience, and it was one reason I personally hate the amateurs. Anytime someone even gets remotely hurt, they would throw in like a standing 8 count. They would stop a fight because of a bloody nose, you know, that type of deal. Out here, Street Beefs, they let you fight, dude. They let you bang it out. You get dropped, you better get up, man. Let's keep it rocking. So they give you an opportunity, you know, at least for pride. I lost 2 fights with a broken nose. I was just I was still up. I was standing, but because I was bleeding and broken nose, they said, nope, done. It's a wrap.
Oh.
So it is what it is. I've shit. I've broken my nose probably 6 or 7 times in my life. So yeah, dude, this thing, yeah, gives me all kinds of
solid now. It's a rock, huh?
In those 2 fights, how are you doing prior to them stopping it?
The very first time, I remember, dude, the homeboy came and hit me with the top part of his head, like fucking headbutt, right? So you have the big old headgear right here that protects like the crown part, but he came in with his head and just bam, and just barreled right into my nose. And I remember like the blood. I remember like my face getting white, like a white hot. And we were just trading. When we went back into the corner, I must have been a bloody mess. And my coach at the time was like, "I'm going to stop this." And I go, No. I'm going to try to take this guy out. So, round 2, I go flying out the gate and just start trying to throw bombs at this guy. And I'm thinking I might have him out of there. And then the air is gone. I can't breathe. I'm just like, I'm spitting up blood. I'm like walking myself back to the ropes. And it's this guy's turn. He's trading on me, throwing. And I have my hands up. And the ref was like, "Nah, you're done, kid. It's over." And sure enough, that was the first one. I remember, I never forgot that pain, dude. I remember that. It's like a stinging heat, dude. It hurts. So the second time I got knocked down in that fight, but I did knock the other guy down. It was a back and forth brawl, and I guess I broke it. Sure enough, if you could tell, my nose isn't all that straight. That shit must have been on the other side of my face, like Donald Duck or Daffy Duck. You know what I'm saying? Because they said, "Nah, you're done, kid." But yeah, those are the good old days, the good old Amy days.
Damn.
At what point did you find out about StreetBeefs? Like, what point did that catch your eye, catch your ear?
Probably, I want to say maybe 2018, 2019, when it was just like the East Coast guys, right? And you would see these fights on YouTube, like in like a random forest or it used to look like a junkyard. And I think that was like Face's backyard at the time. He had like just random stuff set up for a ring. And so I'd watch these guys fight and just trip out. Like, what the hell are these guys doing? But then I kept coming back like every couple of days. And I'd watch another one. And then sure enough, like it was, I want to say August 2020. There was the StreetBeefs West Coast 1, and which was right here in San Bernardino, which is like the city next to us right here in Riverside. And I was tripping out. I was like, wait, that was right here, dude. That was like right next door. What the hell? So I go, I got to find out what these guys are about. I got to be there, man. So so I would say like my first actually seeing it on YouTube was probably like 2019, maybe 2018, 2019, back when they had the clickbaity titles. I don't know if you guys remember that, when it was like real clickbaity, and like I'd be like, what? Crip gangster versus white Nazi supremacy. Yep. I gotta see that. Somebody's gotta get knocked the fuck out. I gotta see this.
Yeah. I think we all clicked on that when we saw that title.
I was like, click or let's go. They were just funny, those first couple of years with the titles, dude. They would always catch me. It would be OG gangster, versus I don't know, woodsman from the hills, or I was just random, And so I'm a sucker for a good clickbait title. Boom, let's go.
Yeah. So that leads into a good question. Where did the name come from?
My name comes actually from a couple of buddies of mine. It was what would you call it? Just good old fashioned bullying. You know what I'm saying? Just bullying the shit out of me. And I mean, I love them to death. They're all my homies. But picture this, okay? So I'm probably 17. I was 17 at the time, 18 years old. And I'm playing a church league softball, right? And so, you go up to bat and everybody's like, okay, now number 34, Caleb. And they I don't know what the nickname, I think they were calling me the Wolf. So you can tell I'm kind of a hairy guy, you know what I mean, with everything. So they were calling me the Wolf, and then somebody yelled out, "Nah, he ain't no wolf. He's a coyote." And it was like, so from then on, when we go to the games, they would be like, Caleb the Coyote, oh, number 34, and that nickname just kind of stuck over the years. The Coyote. So, naturally, once we got in the ring, I had to, okay, what's your nickname? The Coyote, El Coyote, you know, and that's how it stuck. No, it's not. I'm not part of the cartel. I've heard that one before. I'm not affiliated with any of those, you know, crazies out there. It's just, you know, something I've had for years and years.
I just look mean. No.
Hey, for sure. I remember first seeing you at your first event. Like, I wasn't at the event, but I watched it, right? And bro, you were a menace. Like meeting you in real life didn't seem real. I think I met you. I first saw you your first fight, right, on the internet, on YouTube. But I met you when you fought Killshot.
Okay. I remember that one.
So I had been watching you, and I'm like, man, this dude's sick. You know, he's a menace. He's a monster. And I'm over here visualizing if I ever got to Street Beefs, and if it was ever me and this guy, I'm like, oh fuck, like this man here. And then I remember, I think the first time you said something to me in Battleborn. I was helping Battleborn warm up for somebody, and you were like, hey, don't waste all your energy, fellas. You know, save it for the fight. And
Yeah.
that was a very nice, considerate suggestion from this monster over here. You know, and then I think later on we had our first conversation. I'm like, is this dude really this humble? Like, is this guy real? You know, where's the switch at? You know,
In the ring, you just let it go, dude. Once it ding ding, I don't care who's across the ring from me. It's game time. We got to go. You know.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have some people. I do understand it. There's the psychology behind it where some people have to be on point. They gotta hate the world. They gotta hate whoever, you know, everybody in the arena. And that's just how they go and they get ready to fight. Me personally, I can be cool with people. I don't mind. You know, I'm not tripping. But the second ding ding, it's the rap. It could be my grandma, dude. And sorry, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's handle business.
Oh man.
All that before and after, I don't care, dude. Like it's all love.
I feel that exact same way. When I've gotten to interview a couple people, like I'm in the zone, don't bug me. I'm like, all right, I'll leave you alone. I'm like, but yeah, the minute we go in that cage, I'm clocking in to go to work. But outside of there, before the fight, after the fight, man, pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So I know we had a couple questions on screen that we missed. I know there was one. Who was your toughest fight or your toughest opponent? Like who hit the hardest? I saw Free Smoke ask, who would you like to fight for a title, or who do you think would try to come challenge you? And 4 was if you fight in the scrapyard.
Wow, that's a lot of very good questions. Where should we begin, dude?
Start with the opponent. Yeah, because I'm a fan of the Big Daddy William fights that you've had.
Oh man, those are some pretty gnarly fights. See, that kid can hit hard. He's very unorthodox the way he would fight, so it did make it a little difficult at times. You know, typically he would make certain moves that I would never tell a kid. Okay, when you throw a punch, move your head like back, forward, around, kind of whip it around. You know, it's weird. You know, it's different, but he made it effective for him, and he's beaten pretty much everybody. So it was a matter of being consistent with my jab, being consistent with the pressure, and you know, when I catch him, got to make my shots count. And out of the 3 times that we fought, 3 times he went down, and it is what it is. But I would say my toughest fight would probably be Nephi, the native kid that beat me. That fight was rough. I hit that kid with some bombs, and he took them and came right back, and he put one right up on the old kisser, dude, right here on the damn nose. And you saw the rest of it. I didn't get up, man. I really did. I thought he cracked my nose for sure with the hook that he landed. And dude, that guy's got some power. So whoever, I do not envy anybody that fights that cat. Maybe one day in the future I'll get another crack at him. But shit, that's the other thing. When you come to Street Beefs, does not matter who the fuck comes and they put in front of you. Be ready for a fight. I was 6-0 at the time, right? Mr. Champion, Mr. All. I came back from the East Coast, all whoop-de-whoop. He was 0-0. Now, did I overlook him? I don't think so. But at the same time, there is a little. Man, I'm 6-0. I'm good. I got this. Whatever. He's 0-0. We'll see. I'm just gonna move around with him. Move around with him my ass. You guys seen that fight? He put it on me, bro. He nailed me. Everything I threw at him, he kept coming. So, dude,
hey, I gotta say before the KO, I feel like you were winning the fight. I felt like, before that it happened, if that didn't happen, I felt like even if it went to a decision, you won that fight, prior to that moment. But we also got to take in consideration this man outweighed Coyote. He was in basically another weight class. And I always feel like that plays a huge role, whether you can still get the dub on that individual or not. Just the fact that they have more mass and weight naturally, I think that affects any fight.
No, you're absolutely right. It definitely can affect the fight. Dude, he was a big brother, man, and I could feel it, and on the inside moving. Usually, I think I'm maybe one of the stronger guys on the inside in our weight class. Yep. And yeah, there were certain moves I couldn't move him. I couldn't bully him the way I wanted to. But I don't know. For me, maybe it's my own pride. But it's whenever I get in the ring with anybody, if I say yes, we're gonna fight. I don't care who you are, dude. Like I feel in my heart that I can beat you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be saying, that I want to fight you. I wouldn't say shit, So I knew he was bigger. I didn't know how much bigger. And to me, he still wasn't like huge. It wasn't like I was fighting. Like the homie Beast from OG. That's a big brother. Or Nasty. Those are big guys. Or even what's the big cat from the Scrapyard? He's like the heavyweight champ.
Terrifier.
Terrifier. See, like that, like I know what I'm getting myself into. Like I'm gonna have to humbly say no to fighting those cats. I'm not a heavyweight. But yeah. when they hit me with that last minute, hey, do you want to fight this guy? Sure, why not? Well, let's see what he's got. Oh, and he had plenty, is what we found out. He had tons. So that was probably my toughest fight. And then I would say mentally, because the mental aspect of fighting was the Wolverine fight. There was so much hype and so much like getting ready to go. We flew across the country. We showed up. They tell us last minute where we thought the fights were going to be. They're actually going to be at this other spot. So then we're actually in another state fighting. And so we're out, and then okay. I'm from SoCal. I'm from Southern California. We got a certain kind of vibe, kind of how the houses look. There isn't a lot of tree. Well, we got palm trees, out there, dude. Virginia, you just drive it and it's like the forest. It's just, there ain't much anything out there, dude. So as we're driving and we're like, holy crap, like, is this where they filmed the Hunger Games? Like, where the fuck are we, dude? Like, this is a trip. Okay. And, we pull up to the house and it's like, it's very, you're starting to feel it. Like, the gravity of what this fight is and everything surrounding it, the West Coast going to the East. And, so that, that did mess with, I think, my nerves a little bit. I was nervous, but I was prepared. I did all the training that I needed to do. I knew that I could beat the guy. I said I was going to beat the guy. And so once it came down to it, the fight in itself was not as hard as I thought, but the anticipation, I guess, what was kind of getting me going. That was like mentally just stay focused.
That's crazy that you said that, because when I watched the fight, I was just beyond impressed, and I don't like to say this too much, but I felt like, especially in like that third round, they kept saying he slipped, he tripped, he this, and I was just like, I think, El Coyote is kind of being like a little bit of a bully. He's just big dog, he's his big brother in him right now. And I mean, Wolverine's a great fighter, don't get me wrong. I just feel like you just took the control of that round, you just dominated it on a different level that I think they weren't quite expecting. So that's why I watched the fight, and I was just like, so it was, it's crazy you say that.
it was for me. Y'all ever seen 300?
300, yes, sir.
300, and towards the end, when they finally got old boy in the face and they saw that he was bleeding and he was like, he bleeds.
Yeah, that's right. He told them, "I'm going to show that that a god can bleed." Right?
Yeah. That's what I equivalated that to, because that was the pedestal, and even myself, like I'm a fan of Wolverine. So like I've seen some of his amateur bouts or pro bouts. You know what I mean? I like the dude. You know what I mean? But
yeah, he's a cool cat. That's one thing I'll give him. Is he was definitely really cool, real respectful after the fight. Even before, he was really nice. So I can't say nothing bad about the guy.
Oh yeah.
But from us watching you, it didn't look like you had any issue. It didn't look like there was a mental barrier at all. You know, it was almost like you went on autopilot. That's from my view. You know, it looked like you were on autopilot. You know, and it was
the
something to
training.
see.
It's like I tell all these kids, you know, it's the way you train. You know, that's how you're going to perform. So mentally, you get ready ahead of time. It's not, you know, once the lights are on, it's showtime. So be ready for that. Be ready for the show.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, I was gonna say, since you're in SoCal, do you train at the gym? Do you train with some of the fighters from Street Beefs, or?
I train pretty much by myself. Well, I shouldn't say by myself. I train at Orlando Boxing Club in the city of Riverside. Dude, it's a park and rec. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, it helps a lot of underprivileged kids, and that's my background. That's where I came from. You know, it's one of those hood gyms, and I love the kids there. They give me good work. They beat my ass on the regular, you know, and it helps me get ready. So I got nothing but love for good old Orlando.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. I got family like over in like Whittier and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
Small world. Yeah, my family's from SoCal. I've been up here in Washington though. That's why one time on the joke, you know, Diesel and Jimmy Fit were calling me like the pale ass like warrior. I was like, man, get out of here. I only get 2 months of sun up here in Washington. It's not my fault.
I say there ain't too many Mexicans out there in the Pacific Northwest. I don't think, right? Or I mean, is there a
kind of? It's like you find groups of them, but yeah, it's not like you're not gonna find a whole bunch of them. No.
Okay.
So, but hey, it's so good, so good. Yeah.
Out there
Yeah, what?
I say, you still out there representing?
Yeah, still.
You know, we got the junior. I'm brown and proud all the way.
Heck yeah. But that means we gotta up your taco game, bro. Because that means there's probably no good tacos up there. You know, you gotta come down here.
Yeah.
Come down to SoCal. Come down to Vegas. Come down to Arizona. I'm telling you.
I'm down.
I do remember Buddy V coming to an event though. I want to say, was it West Coast
3? I think
5. Which one was it?
I thought it was West Coast 3, but it might have been 4 or 5.
It might have been 3. I think that would have been the first one where Weddle was there too. There was a bunch of fighters, dude. There was a bunch of fighters that showed. But yeah, I do remember you at one of our events.
I was kind of upset. Hey, what's up, Bushido Z? I wanted to do an MMA match, and then I was like, you said what?
I was just saying, what's up to Zed, Bushido Zed? What up?
And yeah, one of the MMA, my uncle was like, "Oh, do this stuff, blah blah blah, do boxing because you finished the last one with boxing. We've been training a lot more." And I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I've been doing MMA training. He's like, "No, just trust me." And then I boxed Slam a night, and then he made quick work of me real quick. And I was like, "Yeah, nope, I'm sticking to MMA." But no, that was fun, and he's a beast regardless. So I feel like at that point in time, regardless of how the match went, if I would have fought him, it probably would have had a very similar outcome. But I mean, that's how we train. We get better. So then that way you never know.
It's all a learning experience, you know. They say it's never a loss; it's just a learning. It's just all about getting those L's of learning, right?
Absolutely.
I think what Kilo told me. Kilo versus Darkness. I think they had a beef fight that time. Sun Wu fought WA. Yeah, that was.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. That was number 3. That was number 3.
Damn.
Yeah, we got to have you back, bro.
I'm coming back out. I promise you that. I promise you in the next 6 months I'll be out there.
Dope.
So I'm ready. I was gonna ask. So are you gonna travel again anytime, Coyote? You know, you think you might go to Dirty South, come up to the Scrapyard, or you just stay West Coast for a bit?
That you know, as for the time being, probably being in the West Coast because I got to travel anyways. If we're gonna have the fights, I got to go from SoCal to Arizona or SoCal to Vegas. You know, so I'm always traveling if I'm going to these events. I would like to go to the Scrapyard though. It looks pretty cool up there. It's I've been told it's a whole nother experience. It's awesome. The weather's great up there. Except, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little skeptical of the snow. That shit is new to me. Like, dude, snow is in like freezing, like is in, I don't know, man. Like this fur only works for so much. You know what I'm saying?
What to say, we got you free smoke, free smoke.
And you just got to start training in the cold, bro. You know, train in the cold as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? Train while you're cold. Yeah. Try to prep yourself for that.
We don't get snow every year, which is nice, but it does get kind of chilly. But I mean, the crazy thing about here is when we do get snow, I mean, you have like half an inch, damn near everything starts shutting down because it's just like we're not used to it. Half people freak out, they don't leave their house. So it's interesting.
For sure. Yeah, man. That is kind of got me like, oh, I don't know, man. Like that would be a trip to see the snow. You know, I've seen snow in like Big Bear before, but like just out in the street living your life, like no, that's not a thing for me. But like Samke, like you ever seen snow before?
Not major snow, bro. Like I've seen snow where by the time it hits the ground, it melts.
Yeah. Okay.
Not real.
No. You can make a snowball in here. Put a 3 foot in there, cover that bitch up, make it look like a volcano.
Like, if I'm being honest, the kid in me wants to be around snow, but the adult in me knows once I'm in that situation, I'm gonna hate it. I'm stuck. You know, issues start popping up from here and there. Like, I know it's not all fun and games, you know, like
you got to move around in it, drive a car.
Yeah.
In it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It ends when the snowball game is over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, okay, we'll get away to this. Let's go. Come on. No, it's Rumplemints and hot chocolate's killer during the winter time though, because you get that peppermint flavor. You guys ever drink Rumplemints? Oh, it's like a thick syrup. It's like 100 proof or something, 120 proof. So you take a shot of it, it'll coat your neck, but it'll get you feeling real warm real quick.
Word.
Okay. Sorry, we're MMA. We're talking about drinking. So I was gonna ask you have one kid or you have more than one kid?
I have no kids. No kids.
I have no kids.
Yeah, 0.
What? Oh man. Okay. Well, then that eliminates my next question. Never mind. So that means you bring your girl to all your fights, or?
Yeah, we go everywhere, man, everywhere. That's what's kind of cool in the last 2 years that we've damn near visited all kinds of states and all kinds of places. She does bodybuilding, bikini fitness. So she stays fit year round, and then I'm fighting. So we go to all kinds of events. We go to, for her events like in Maine, Texas. We got one scheduled for her next year in Indiana, and then like I've fought in Virginia, Las Vegas, Arizona. We've been all over the place. So I think we're gonna have to eventually go to Scrapyard just to see what's good, man. I know you guys are a good bunch up there, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, lots of fun to get into. Free smoke. When he came up, we went bar hopping. I took him to a couple of dope places. I'm a bartender. I know all the hot spots around town, man.
Hey, Coyote, you see this question down here? Who can bench more?
Who can bench more? Who are you talking about? Me against what? Like, bench more against who? Jimmy Fit? Definitely me.
No, I think he's talking about you and your girl.
Oh, dude, she's strong, bro. She's yeah. You'd be surprised for a girl her weight. I want to say me though. I'm pretty good. My calisthenics game is on point. I'm one of those guys that can bang out like 100 in a shot. But no, she's strong. Yeah. So it's in Tacoma. Tacoma, Washington is where the fights are at.
No, so the fights are in Gig Harbor, Washington. But then everyone came across the bridge to Tacoma because it's like there's a handful of people were staying. And once you hit downtown, there's like a whole strip where you got like 8 bars packed up the street, got a few more bars all around.
For sure.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's fun.
Is that anywhere? See, again, because I'm ignorant. I don't know shit. Is that anywhere near like was it Forks, Washington? I'm thinking of
it's like two hours away.
The werewolves.
Yeah. Now, man, that place is like a barren wasteland out there. That's like not wasteland, but it's just all forest. Like you go there for the town, and after that small little town, there's nothing, just forest and road.
Oh, shoot.
So that's crazy, yeah.
For sure.
I was curious with you fighting and doing all that stuff. Do you have any fight goals that you want to achieve, or any like personal goals that you kind of have that you see yourself doing in the next year or two?
I would like to get to 10 wins. 10 wins. Originally, I told my girl, you know what, I'm really going to try to do like 10 fights, and then we'll just kind of move on to whatever the next aspect of our life is, you know what I mean? And I got to like 6-0 real quick, or what felt like real quick. And yeah, so now that I'm 8-1, we're getting there. We're almost there. But it's a trip because now I got like the 2 belts, and you know, I got other fights possibly lined up, and I got guys calling me out. So it did change. It changed quite a bit of like what that goal of, just 10 fights, however they go, and let's leave it there. As for goals, you know, right now I'm the lightweight title holder over here, the welterweight. I'm getting kind of greedy, and I kind of want another one. I'm not gonna lie, but you can't. You see, the thing is, a lot of people, they overlook their opponents, or they're like, oh, you know what, I could just, you know, walk through whoever. To go up to the middleweight, those are some strong boys. Those are some big boys, man. So if I'm gonna go up, I got to be ready, you know, again, physically and mentally, to be able to bang with those cats. So, but maybe we'll see if I can make a run at it for that belt too. We'll see how it goes. I still got to defend these things, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of potential in this coming year.
Can't wait to hear Free Smoke. I'll be tuning in too.
Hey, I got a 2-part question for you, Coyote.
Yes, sir.
The first part would be, it all pertains to future bouts. Do you see yourself having rematches with Jimmy Fit? We know that's something on his to-do list. And then we also have, or we had at one point, Legion and you scheduled. Is that ever possible? Is that even is that something you would want to do? And if not, who do you want in the future?
You know,
look at all those wins.
With Jimmy Fit, the brother's got to win some fights. He's got to work his way up. He talked a big game, and that's how he was able to get that fight to begin with. It wasn't because of credentials, or he had the record, or stunning wins. He just talked a big game, and he got the fight that he wanted. He's getting better, and that's the thing, is he's progressing as he's been fighting. I know he fought once or twice, I believe, in SCRAPYARD. He's fought down here with us. He's gonna get better, and you know, I hope that he does work his way back into that contenders list. And I'm not against it, dude. When you're the champ, you really don't get to pick that a lot of times is, who do you want to fight? No, it's, you're the one with the target on your back. Who are they sending after you, man? That's how it is. You're the champ. You might be on the pedestal, but everybody wants you to knock you down, knock you off. So you got to be ready for all comers. As for Legion, dude, Legion was a tough fight. That's the one guy I didn't knock out, other than, you know, knee fight. But that cat, he could throw, man. He's strong. So I wouldn't mind running that back with him. I don't think he's fought anytime recently, though. So
no.
He's just inactivity. I'd like to see him probably fight once before, you know, like, hey, throw him back in the mix. But yeah, I mean, whoever they end up throwing at me, man, you got to be ready for them, whoever that may be.
Yeah.
As for like I never call anybody out. I never even called out Wolverine when they came up with that. They presented me with that fight, and I said, you know what? I'm never gonna get another shot at this. I got to say yes. Let's do it. Let's handle it. So it says Legion lost to BDW his last time. Oh shit, that was a while back, dude. That was like months ago. What, March or something like that?
Back in February.
Yeah. So he's been inactive for a cool minute. So yeah, he's got to knock that ring rust off. But yeah, I mean, as for call outs, shit. Trying to think who's out there and like, you know, who would be a great fight. He's a personal friend of mine, but goddamn, I know that he wants the belt, and he deserves a shot at it. It's my boy Bricks.
Ooh.
Bricks is that brother can fight. He's strong, and he's got the credentials. He's got the wins. You know what I mean? So it would be wrong of me to deny him that. And You know, and at the end of the day, if he you know knocks all my damn teeth out, we're still gonna be friends. You know, I still love the guy. So we'll see if they ever set that up or how that comes about. I know he has the same issue I do. Is like you always got to travel for your fights, so you got to manage your money of how you're gonna get to and from and where you're gonna stay at and whatnot. So hell yeah, Bricks is a monster. Go see. Hell yeah, bro.
See, the one I'd like to see you fight was I know 619 and Viking Warrior had a good fight, so I'd be curious to see Viking Warrior and you with Tim trying to use that reach and you get in that inside game.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a really cool guy too. I got to meet him when he was down here and talk to him and him and his wife. They're awesome people, dude. I give them nothing but what do you want to call it? Just love, dude, because they're good peeps. I really like them. Yeah. As for a competition, yeah, dude, I would love to run it with him. But dude, I was like the whole time I'm talking to him like this.
Yeah,
he's tall. He's tall, bro.
That man's 7 foot tall.
Don't
let the camera lie to y'all. He's 7 feet tall.
He's like 6'4" or something like that. But goddamn, he's a big brother for
sure. Hey, Viking, I still need my round. I love you, bro. It was great meeting you. I still need my round.
See, that's why I went to MMA for sure. Because I was like, all right, at least if someone's taller than me, I can bring them down to my level.
Yeah. But yeah, we can definitely make that happen one day.
That Dana White started a slap fighting league? What?
Hey, is that real? I saw that post that somebody had made about that. That's a real thing?
It's a real thing, bro. Yeah. It's a real thing.
What? See,
he's got that much traction that he's yeah.
What it is when you have that much money and you can just throw money at shit and be like, yeah, just make it a thing. Here you go. Knock yourselves out.
That's crazy because I saw that Dana White just said something about how the winner of Peter Yan and Sean O'Malley, if whoever wins that's going to get a title fight afterwards. I remember I saw that, which I'm curious to see. I don't know if you guys are going to watch that or not, but I'm going to watch the highlights at least.
That's is that scheduled for Saturday, right?
Yeah, after the UFC.
What time is that going to be here on the West Coast? Because I know over there it's like a crazy time differential.
Yeah, I would have to look that one. I know it's at least 3 hour difference.
No, dude, it's gonna be longer than that because it's 3 hours from here to New York, and they're fighting in Abu Dhabi, I believe.
Oh,
I'm hoping that it's not one of those where we got to wake up like at 6 a.m. to watch the fights, you know. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
See, I'm curious about Sean O'Malley because his last fight obviously had the eye poke thing. Before that, I mean, he was on a couple win streak, but I mean, when he faced the real opponents or anything real heavy, he was kind of like he met his match. So I'm really curious to see. I mean, Peter Yan, he's gonna have his work cut out for him.
Peter Yan, man, that fool's a beast. It's funny, right? So in boxing, there's always like this. If you're fighting a Mexican, that's like the tough, that's the nationality that's like tough for boxing. When you're talking MMA, it's like, oh shit, you're fighting a Russian, bro. You're like, oh snap. That's just for whatever reason they have that reputation, and with Peter Yan, you already know what he's bringing to the cage.
11 a.m. All right, tune in with the heart of the fight. Yeah, I'm tuning in then. Yeah.
Check out Free Smoking 619, y'all. Heart in the fight.
Listen to these guys. These guys are a bunch of what do you call them? Betting degenerates, but they know their shit, dude. They know their gambling. So tune in.
We all got our side hustles.
Yeah, they got some good side hustles. I will say that.
All right, when I come to West Coast, I'll bring my dice. And I'll play.
Hey, Free Smoke will show you where to go.
Yeah.
He got you.
Do you have any favorite boxers or anything? Like, I know I'm still hoping, fingers crossed, for the Ryan Garcia Gervonta Davis fight. I'm waiting for that to get finalized. But I mean, do you any boxers you enjoy watching?
For that fight specific, see, I don't want to see that fight because I know Gervonta Davis is gonna whoop that ass on Ryan Garcia. It's funny. Ryan Garcia has the biggest potential money making wise because of being the Mexican ancestry and he speaks great English. He's a pretty boy. Like, he could make millions upon millions, but he's not fighting nobody. Guys like Gervonta Davis, that's a fighter, bro. That guy brings it, and he's gonna hurt that kid. Maybe a couple years down the line, I could see this where it would be an even fight. Right now, I see Davis beating personally, I see Davis whooping that kid. Like the fight, I want to see like Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney. That's a fight. Like I would love to go to a fight like that, dude. I like all those. I love watching all those kids because right now that's where the action's at. You got Lopez, you got freaking Garcia, you got Haney, you got Davis, freaking Shakur. That kid's a monster. Shakur's got he's probably the best out of that whole little group right there. But I love them all. Even like one fighter that a lot of people sleep on, but he's a little bit bigger. There's a kid by the name of Virgil Ortiz in the welterweight class. That kid's got power, dude, in both hands, knocking people out left and right. As a welterweight, don't sleep on him. He's gonna be on the up and up pretty soon. Him and Ron Ennis. Ennis is a bad brother too. That fool can fight. Power in both hands. Kind of reminds me of Bud Crawford. Dude, I love boxing. I could sit here and talk about weight class after weight class. I love Bud Crawford, Earl Spence. I know, and we all watch Canelo. My personal favorite, dude. I used to love Triple G, still do, but Triple G was my guy. He wasn't the flashiest. He just came to hurt. He had a mean jab, crazy right hand, and he had power. Knock you out with the hook, knock you out with the right hand, knock you out with the uppercut, or a shot to the body. It didn't matter. He always got his man. So I think we all saw that he lost a step, with the last Canelo fight. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he might have like one more last hurrah before he hangs up the gloves. But dude, even that. Oh, I love the heavyweights too. I love the heavyweights. Hopefully, I want to see Joshua come back and be as dominant as he was. People forget he was the one that knocked out Klitschko. Yeah, Tyson Fury beat him first, but he's the one that got the commanding. He put the end right there on Klitschko, and I like Tyson Fury, but I'm more of a Joshua kind of guy. If that, that
was Deontay Wilder. Didn't he just win recently, or was that someone else?
Yeah, dude, he won in the first round, right at 2 minutes 57 seconds on Saturday night, dude. And that wasn't even like a hard, like he didn't extend his right hand out the whole way. He hit him with the short right, and that fool went out. The eyes rolled out in the back of his head. It was done. It was over with. Go start the cars. We're getting the hell out of here. It's a wrap, dude. Wilder's a bad dude. That brother can punch.
Yeah, man.
I heard a rumor a while back that they were thinking of trying to get homie from the UFC champion, Ngannou.
Yeah.
To box Wilder. And
with MMA gloves.
That would be something.
I want to see that. He said there's waiting when the contracts are signed. He said he wants to do it. And I'm like, oh, please.
Neither man is too technical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But both men has the power. Both men have the power. So it's like
Who lands first in that situation?
Yeah.
Did this brother just put Anderson Silva and Jake Paul? No. We don't watch Jake Paul over here in this household. Okay, you don't do that. No, sir.
That's not for Tyron Woodley. Come on. No.
I don't see, to this day, I still think that was fake, but I don't know, man. I don't like to think that Woodley, one is like the dominant welterweight champion, got dropped by this fool. Like, I don't like, thinking that was real. So
yeah, no. They got extra pants on the side,
Man, I don't know. I mean, he's over here in Cobra Kai making the bucks on TV now, so God bless him.
Well, I was gonna say it's about the time where I don't know if you have any last questions, Tom K, or if you want to give out any shout outs before we hit our commercial from OTA.
I got one last question. We brought up a few MMA guys. I wanted to get Coyote's take on MMA and would do you dabble with it? What's your thoughts on MMA in general?
You know what? I dabbled in it about 10 years ago, believe it or not. And I really just dabbled. It was never really like training. When I say dabble, think of me 10 years ago going into an MMA gym, and then they go, okay, we'll give you like 3 days for free. Try it out. So I'm over here, getting beat up, choked out, doing the drills. And then the 3 days were up, and then I go across the street to the other MMA gym, and they're like, yeah, we'll give you a week for free. And so there I am for a week, hanging out, And so I went hopping all across town to all these gyms. The reason why at the time, man, I couldn't afford it straight up. MMA gyms are expensive. Even if it's like just jiu-jitsu, they want what, like 80, 90 bucks a month.
Absolutely.
You know, the full-on MMA training, they want 140, 130, 100. I don't know. It was a lot. And being, you know, the income I had at the time, I was never going to afford that. Dude, I came here to the rec center, and at the time they were like, oh yeah, for 10 bucks a month. No, it was 15 bucks a month. You can box. 15 bucks. Sign me here. Boom. Here's all my money. Let's go. Got it all signed up for like 6 months ahead of time, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was honestly the difference of how I went into boxing rather than MMA. So I got a lot of respect for MMA. I know it ain't easy, dude. A lot of people say it's like, it's just a bunch of fools wrestling on the ground. Dude, once you have someone cranking on your arm in ways that you didn't think it could bend, try telling them that. Try, you know what I mean? Or try talking shit while your neck is in some funky, you know, hold where you're slowly fading out. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, dude, MMA is no joke.
Yeah, you know, people take it for granted until someone takes their back or they actually get kicked for the first time, and it's like, whoa,
dude,
this shit is real. Yeah, man, this shit is real.
Oh my god, that pain of getting kicked, that's not fun. How do you guys think that's the part? Dude, kicking, that's some shit.
There's a couple times I couldn't breathe for a week. I'm like,
just like, I mean, dude, like I've been kicked before, and then like my leg and my butt are all blue. Like, nah, bro, come on, man. I got work in the morning. I can't be having that.
Yeah, man. It's like, don't do that. I gotta walk on these.
Yeah, I still gotta walk. I need my legs, bro.
So, all right, Coyote, you got any shout outs for us? Anything you want to let us know? Any merchandise where to follow you at? I don't know. You gotta let us know, man.
You can follow me at my IG, Caleb Coyote. Other than that, I mean, I really don't do a whole lot of social media, but I'm new. I'm new to it. You know what I mean? I was that guy that years and years ago, for years, just didn't do social media. I'm getting with the times. I'm old. You know, forgive me. But yeah, you catch me at Caleb Coyote IG.
Hell yeah. Shit, man. No, it was a blast having you. I can't believe I got, man, like, I watch your fights. It's awesome to be able to talk to you in person. I mean, like kind of in person, virtually.
Oh, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me, guys. You guys are awesome. And it's always, man, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Shit, yeah, thank you. So before we let you go, or I was saying, while we let you go, everyone say peace out, Del Coyote, and we're about to hit our commercial break. So
what's good? It's your homie, Freezes Christ. Y'all know the deal. Make sure y'all head on over to overtimehustling.com where you can catch all the latest merch, all the newest mags, all the media, everything, know what I mean? And you can also find me on Winging It with the homies Keith G, King Dale, and Payne Gusto. And you can catch me on Turf Tales with the homie SK. And if you got nothing to do on Sundays, even if you do got something to do, make sure you tap in the Overtime Reactions hosted by the homie Cuzzo. And I cannot forget the homie Jay over there at the Yankee and the Brit channel. So make sure y'all go over there and check them out. And hey, check me out, your boy Freezes, on that Real Talk with Jay. It was a hell of an interview, yo. Gotta do it again. I keep saying it because I mean it. We gotta do it again. I had a great motherfucking time. But anyway, you know who it is. Freezes H, OTH, Yankee and the Brit, Winging It, Turf Tales, Overtime Reactions, Chronicles Podcast. You know the drill, Cush's Corner. It's a motherfucking movement. So move with it. Or move out the motherfucking way. Simple and plain.
Overtime hustling, we hustling overtime.
Hey, it's Wedo. As some of you may know, we are hosting an event here in Arizona in December. So the goal of this event is to have as many cross-branch matches as possible, the biggest name StreetBeefs has to offer. So we reached out to members of these branches, and there's a lot of interest in attending. However, much of that interest is going to be stifled because of travel expenses. Heart in the Fight is offered to step up and help fundraise. We're going to be taking donations, all of which will go towards providing as much help as possible to your favorite fighters, from the OG Yard Street Beefs Dirty South, Street Beefs Scrapyard, and Street Beefs West Coast. We will also be selling t-shirts and other merchandise from Heart in the Fight, such as Weddle and the Mexican, Locked In, exclusive Street Beefs anniversary shirts, and of course the rare Heart in the Fight shirts. Again, all proceeds, every dollar, go back to the fighters to make sure that we provide the best matchups possible. If you're interested in pre-ordering anything, please DM myself or Danny.
Well, all right, we're back at it. Yeah.
Yay.
And that was a killer show. Thank you for finding El Coyote to come on here, Somke.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Now, everyone knows how there's our new favorite segment, Somke's Fire 5, and you got Buddy V's fighters to watch. So, because we're after the break, let's get to it.
Let's go.
It doesn't matter where you are in life. You gotta know your worth before you can be worth anything. I'm a warrior. I'm blessed because I got fight.
All right. So,
Yeah.
you wanna go first?
All right, the Fire 5. If you ain't know, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. These are 5 fire fights that you need to check out. I'm talking about as soon as this podcast is over with, you need to go ahead and search up these fights. These are all bangers. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first one from the OG branch. A lot of people aren't aware of this here. We're gonna go ahead and go with Beast versus Fair Play. This was a banger. You know Beast, you know Fair Play. Beast is one of the most dominating heavyweights in all of Street Beefs. And Fair Play is that guy. I mean, we're talking about styles. We're talking about pressure. We're talking about heavy punches. We're talking about transformation in the costumes, you know. Go check out this fight. Great bout. All right, we're going to move to the second bout. From Street Beef Scrapyard. Another heavyweight bout. Terrifier versus Disturbing the Peace. This was a phenomenal match. Short, but phenomenal. I won't spoil it for you. For those of you guys who have seen it, you know what happens. If you've seen it, go ahead and watch it again. If you haven't seen it, this is one to watch. Again, that's Street Beef Scrapyard. That is Terrifier versus Disturbing the Peace. Firefight. All right, we're going to move on to the third bout. Street Beefs West Coast. This is one of those hidden gems. You guys have might have forgotten about this one. Let's go ahead and look up this fight. This is Nasty Native versus Coup d'etat. This here, we're talking about a fire ass fight here, just point blank period. Both men throwing bombs, both men taking punishment, and you know, at the end of the day, we got what we wanted. Again, that's Street Beefs West Coast, Nasty Native versus Coup d'etat. We're gonna move on to the fourth bout. Fourth bout coming from Street Beefs Dirty South. That's gonna be Big Country versus Alexander. Yes, this is a Street Beefs Dirty South fight. Big Country versus Alexander. This is a crazy fight right here, guys. We saw some traditional martial arts in this bout right off the bat, and I mean, I saw some crazy takedowns in this bout, and just back and forth. Great bout. Again, this is Street Beefs Dirty South, Big Country versus Alexander. Go check that out. Support them. Last but not least, number 5. This is going to be another Street Beef Scrapyard bout. This is a classic. JD versus SIMO. Classic. This right here, I like to call a bagel with everything on it. Reason being, we saw wrestling all throughout the fight, jiu-jitsu, we saw a knee to the nuts. I mean, everything in this bout. You see the blood. I mean, you see a true struggle in this bout, and a little controversy at the end. Again, this is a Street Beefs Scrapyard, JD versus SIMO. Go check that out. Again, this is Sam K and the Fire 5. Go ahead. You know what to do.
Yeah. Now,
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
I got two. I'm actually going to keep West Coast for next week because I got a killer fight I want to pick. So, I have 4, but 2 from Street Beefs. So, 1 would have to be from OG Yard, the Intimidator. I like his boxing, and he's fought a lot. But his most recent one that really caught my eye was it was like it said technical versus power, and then it really had me rewatch all his fights. Not gonna lie, and I was just watching every single one, watching not only from the improvement but just the chess matches that he plays. And I have to say I just was impressed again, just like the first time I watched his fight. So he definitely is one that if you haven't seen, check him out. Second one, StreetBeefs Scrapyard. Now I've said lights out before, and he's full of energy, young, but this one. El Araña. He just came out. His fight just dropped. Little 18-year-old, skinny. And I was like, oh, man, he's, props. He's got heart. He's getting in there. I mean, let's see. I'm hopefully he could go the full round. This kid gave the man the work. He was going left and right all around. His opponent was breathing hard, and he was just sitting there and wasn't even breaking a sweat. So he proved me wrong all the way. And, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you how this fight went, but the whole fight was a good fight. So check those two out. The other two I have, it's going to be fun because it's BKFC fighters. Now, the first one is Tom Shoaf because I've been a fan. I try getting him on here on MMA Underground. I just like the way he fights ups and down, and it's actually going to be for a title where he's headlining, December 3rd. So I'm just like, oh, man, I love having these fighters that I get to watch, see. And this other one is a veteran. Now, this is why I'm saying his name. Just put it out there, but Joey Beltran. We've had him on the show. He's a fucking, like I said, a fighting legend. I mean, it's like when you talk about Joe Diesel Riggs and shit. These people have names that have weight. And he's fighting as a headliner. What was it? Let's see, November 18th. And last time when we talked to him, he's like, I don't know, my girl's fighting, and she came out and whooped some ass. So it was interesting to hear. And then to see that, it's just coming on there. He's got to fight on this. So, yeah, those are the ones that I choose, the 4 fighters to watch.
Dope, man. Great picks.
Right? I gotta follow up the Fire 5, man. I can't leave people hanging.
Yeah.
So, since we have our show, anything last you want to say? You want to give any shout outs real quick?
Sure, man. Let me go ahead and do my shout outs. I want to shout out Heart in the Fight. Always support them. Hit their channel up. Like and subscribe. That's Heart in the Fight. I also want to tell the people, hit that like button for this show right here, right now. If you haven't already, hit it right now. We appreciate the love, the comments, the live chat viewers, everyone. We appreciate y'all. Again, that's Yankee and the Brits. Subscribe to that. I want to give a shout out to Street Beefs West Coast. I want to give a shout out to Street Beefs Scrapyard. I want to give a shout out to Street Beefs Dirty South. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to Street Beefs OG Yard. This is one big family, and we do this for y'all. Yeah, man. I don't do the social media. If you got me, you got me. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out, lastly, to Buddy V. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't do this without you. I appreciate you, bro. And our producer, man, Jay, you kill it every time, man. I appreciate you, bro. All your hard work.
Right. I know he's saying thank you behind the camera. No. Shout out to OTH Hustling. Get the magazine. Shout out to love. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Sam K. It's always a fun, dope ass show. We get to go piggyback off of each other here and there, and I like it. I like the vibe. It's a nice back and forth. And, so you're a little more mellow, and I'm a little more like kind of just a little too much. So it's nice. It's a nice balance.
Yeah.
And shout out to not just that, but go to Zwell-World.com if you want to check out any of the Yankee and the Brit merch. Might as well merch a couple of fighters at the Scrapyard. I have a few more things in the works. I actually have a few fighters. I might have new merchandise coming out. You'll see a revamp. My website's up. I've been doing more pop-up events. And shout out to Sun Wu from the West Coast. He hit me up, and I was talking about using some of his songs and whatnot. And he's like, oh, I saw that you had a link for some of these. Can I see it real quick? And then buys a bunch of shit online. Shout out to you, man. You know, we all support each other, and that was dope as hell. So, yeah, I gotta make sure I let people know that you're out here supporting everybody, too. And shout out to every single person that's watching. Thank all of you, man. We would have a show without any single one of you watching, and all the fun things. Some Case Fire 5, Buddy Beefs Fighters to Watch. The guests was BKFC, Celebrity Boxing, UFC, Bellator, Street Beefs, some kid that slapped his mama down the street. And I was playing. And then, yeah, Zwell_Buddy Beef for Instagram. So just check it out. Other than that, anything else you want to say?
Man, I just I want to give one last shout out to El Coyote for being a great guest, man. You know, he could have easily said no. He was busy. He could have not even responded when I reached out to him. But the man said, you know, he'd love to be on the show, and he showed up. You know, and I appreciate that. Thank you, bro.
What's up, KT? Well, in the words of Jay, like we always say, one world, one love. Deuces.